and brace for impact. You fight your fears fire and brace for impact. I'm the future's engineer, and baby, I'm here.
Hello guys, ZTech99 here, and welcome to episode 3 of Derbies, the history. And now we've got probably one of the biggest ones I'm going to be covering this season. We have got the North London Derby, which is set to play today in a couple of hours. As in Australia, it kicks off at about 10:30 at night, and it's currently 9:51 in the morning, so we've got several hours. So the North London Derby, what you say, Arsenal, Tottenham, they hate each other. They hate each other because they're there. So I'm just going to go into the debate about what's been happening and why they hate each other. So pretty much just like a normal episode. Yeah, so why am I going on? But okay. So Arsenal Tottenham, the first ever meeting between both teams in the league was the 4th of December 1909, and it was won 1-0 by Arsenal. Who would have thought? Arsenal already showing their dominance in this competition. And in 1913, this is one of the original reasons they started hating each other. Arsenal moved to Highbury, which actually is South London to North London at Highbury, and which is a distance of only 4 miles away from White Hart Lane, which is not pleasant. I mean, that's why a lot of the older fans, that's why one of the main reasons they hate Arsenal is because they moved. But then again, a few years ago, I think it's about a year or two ago, White Hart Lane put a bid in for the Olympic Stadium, but West Ham got it, so who knows. And they during between 1928 and 1933, and also 1935 and 1950, they didn't play each other often because Tottenham played in the second division of the old second division in England, while Arsenal were in the first division. So to explain this and put it now, so pretty much the first division is what probably the Premier League, and the second division would be classed as the Championship now. But we all know Tottenham's a lot bigger than the Championship, so it's been interesting to hear. But during the Second World War, there was a bit of peace between both clubs, as Highbury was used as a ASP station during the war, because the actual place where they stored everything there got bombed. And so Arsenal were able to play home matches at White Hart Lane. So, but after the war, it just got back to the old thing. And both of them, they both have their own days of celebrating beating each other. First one, probably the most famous, is St. Tottenham's Day, which is a thing that Arsenal celebrate every time. It's not every time, but when near the end of the season, where Tottenham cannot mathematically beat Arsenal. And they've done it for the last 20-something years. It almost didn't happen last year, but they bottled it against a 5-0 loss that Spurs suffered against already relegated Newcastle, which was a bit of a shock. But anyways, that's how it's happened. So who knows? Will there be a St. Tottenham's this season as well? And the other one is St. Hotspur Day, which is celebrated by Tottenham fans to mark on the FA Cup, the 1991 FA Cup semi-final, when they beat Arsenal 3-1. And that's one of the main reasons they celebrate that. And now we are going to go into transfers. I mean, there was like one transfer between a manager in the Birmingham Villa Derby. There was not a lot of controversy around with the Schalke and Dortmund Derby. But this one, the North London Derby, has seen a lot. First thing, I'm going to go into Harry Kane. And now I know a lot of you, all the casual fans who are watching this thinking, Harry Kane, what do you want about? Well, here's the thing. Harry Kane is claimed to be Tottenham's one of their own. However, at 10 years old, he was a part of Arsenal's academy. Yeah, this is actually true. I'm not even making this up. So there could be potential if they didn't release him that Harry Kane could be Arsenal through and through. So, which would have been pretty amazing, wouldn't it? Because you'd have Harry Kane, probably placing him for Giroud, then you have Sanchez and Ozil. That's a goal-winning machine. I mean, if Arsenal kept him, he probably would have won the league with him. But that's Arsene Wenger for you. And the second one I'm going to be talking about, I mean, how am I not going to talk about this one? And Tottenham fans, these two words are going to trigger you most. Sol Campbell. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Sol Campbell, at the time before this transfer happened, was the captain of Tottenham. He was Tottenham through and through, and he said he would never play for another England team other than Tottenham. And apparently when his contract ran up, he didn't ask for a renewal, and a lot of people thought he was going to go abroad. And then, I don't know, I can't remember, I think, I don't know if it was deadline day, I might need to check back. But it was during the transfer window, and Arsene Wenger called a press conference. And what happened was, he said, I want to introduce you to someone, and coming in to the box was Sol Campbell. Bearing in mind, going there directly is bad enough. He did it on a free. Sol Campbell did it on a free. He gave no money to his childhood club, which is pretty sad to think about it with like Tottenham fans, but Arsenal fans are probably pissing themselves at night saying, aha, banter, and all that. So, the two sets of fans, the Spur fans they call themselves the Yid Army, mainly because apparently the area where Tottenham Hotspur play, there's a large Jewish community. So there's the Yid Army. And then you've got the Gooners, which are Arsenal fans because it's a derogatory term for gunners, which makes a lot of sense for some reason. Okay, and the recent matches, there's always been controversy with a lot of them. Not really controversy, just like there was here at Emirates Stadium right now, there was a I think it was either 3-3 or 4-all comeback, and that happened. It was by Tottenham. It was like in the last minute where pretty much like 3/4 of the entire Tottenham fans left, and then they came back and drew with Arsenal. And then Arsenal have won the league, have secured the league twice at White Hart Lane. I think it was the Invincible season, and then I think it was one back in the 70s. And then, obviously, big figures in the North London Derby obviously has to be one which is Thierry Henry. Legendary player, probably one of the best strikers the Premier League's ever had. And it's just a bit of a shame. It's pretty ironic how he pretty much won a lot of things at Arsenal, but it took him till Barcelona to win the Champions League. Which is pretty ironic. And then you had... on Tottenham's end, I think you do have Harry Kane, and then there was Danny. I think it was someone. It was a guy on his debut. I forget his name. I forgot to do that bit of research. He scored a magnificent goal. I don't know who it was though, but I need to come back to it. But then they'll talk about the last meeting between the two. It was obviously at White Hart Lane. It was near the end of the season, and it ended 2-all. I think Arsenal had the lead was by Ramsey, then off a corner, then it was halftime, it was 1-0. Then during the second half, Alderweireld put a header in and scored for Tottenham. Then about 2 minutes later, Coquelin got sent off for Arsenal. And then of course you got Harry Kane's goal. In my opinion, that massive finesse goal, which in my opinion should have won goal of the season, hands down, should have won. And then Arsenal, Sanchez scored. So pretty much, a lot of people have said about this, and I do agree with this. Leicester won that North London derby because both teams needed a win. It's mostly Tottenham. But no, nothing happened. And who knows? It could have been oh so different, and Tottenham could have been champions. We just never know. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully, you are a bit more knowledge about the North London derby and why they hate each other. Predictions: I think Arsenal are going to do it. I know, I know some people are going to be really pissed, but I honestly think Arsenal are going to win this. I mean, they've had a good start to the season. Not saying Tottenham haven't, but in terms of like the position at the poll of Arsenal being second, they need this win more than anything. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. I don't know what the next derby is going to be, but it will be soon. So thank you guys for watching, and see you later. Goodbye.